Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, my name is Tammy and I am a stay-at-home mom, currently pregnant with baby number 4. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the things they don't tell you about pregnancy, all the things that are not glamorous and beautiful, but all the things I think you should know. So if you're interested in that type of content or even in that type of information, go ahead and stay. We're gonna get right into it. Also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would really love it if you would go ahead and subscribe and join my family here on YouTube. And also please give this video a thumbs up because it really helps out my channel and I appreciate it so much. Let's get into it, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna start in the first trimester. One of the things with pregnancy that they do tell you is that, you know, some people can, and some women, not all, but some, can get morning sickness. What they don't tell you is that morning sickness isn't just in the morning, but it's actually all throughout the day, any time of the day, and maybe just for the entire day. For me, I didn't experience morning sickness in my first pregnancy, but in my last 3, it was horrible. For my entire first trimester, I felt this constant wave of sickness all the time. I always wanted to be in bed. I wasn't about it. I wasn't about that life. And it just takes over your whole body. It's like a feeling I can't even explain. Like the stomach flu is not even that bad, guys. And it's something that you can't eat, you can't drink. And then if you don't eat and if you don't drink, in my experience, is when it gets worse. So it was just like a lose-lose situation. For me, that generally stops around between 13 and 14 weeks. The longest it lasted for me was up until 16 weeks, but I know every woman is different. Now I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty, girl, okay? So let's go into the third trimester. This is where from my experience, all the big things happen to you in your pregnancy. So one of the things they don't tell you is how much your uterus stretches. This might be a TMI moment for some people, so you might want to skip through the next minute because I'm going to talk to you about what happens when your uterus stretches. So obviously your uterus has to expand because baby is growing. What they don't tell you is that the pressure of your uterus expanding on your anus can make pooing horrible. Horrible. From my experience, and I've had a hemorrhoid in my last and previous pregnancy, and for this one I didn't have a full-blown hemorrhoid, but I've had the experience of having the pressure so much on my anus that I wasn't able, or when I'm pooping, I'm legitimately crying. Like it's very painful. I don't recommend, I mean, obviously you don't recommend it, but this is something that I don't wish on anybody. It is a horrible feeling, and it's like literally like you sit there and you just pray to God that it's okay. The next thing, did you know that your ribs expand 4 inches? Now this, for me, as a person who's been pregnant, makes total sense because when baby's feet are in your ribs, or you feel like baby's feet are in your ribs, everything in this midriff area, girl, it just changes, okay? Nothing stays the same. A woman's body is just discombobulated, and everything changes. So your ribs expanding 4 inches is definitely something for me personally I've noticed, especially during pregnancy. I feel like everything goes this way, and I feel like it typically should go this way, but everything for me goes this way. Just like how my bottom used to be like this, and now it's kind of just like that, you know? The next thing is lightning crotch. Girl, I wish somebody would have told me about lightning crotch because it is one of the worst feelings, and this typically comes in your third trimester, closer to your due date. It's when baby's head is lodged in your pelvis and pretty much in the ready position to come out, but every time you sit down for a long period of time and you get up, you have this awful feeling, awful pain in your crotch. And this is something that typically happens to me early on in my pregnancy because my babies are kind of big and they're very long. So like even for me, there are days when I do sit down for long periods of time and I stand up, I literally just have to like hold on to something and catch my breath because it's a real thing. Lightning crotch is a real thing. This is not a glamorous thing about pregnancy, but it is the reality, you know what I mean? The next thing is the amount you actually pee during pregnancy. Now you roughly hear people talk about, okay, you go to the bathroom often, but girl, no. It's like as soon as I sip Give it about 10-15 minutes, I'm on the toilet. And it's not even like you're going and you're taking like heavy pees or longer pees. It's like literally like drip, 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 drip. But because of the pressure of the baby, you feel like you're dying to pee. So by the time you get to the toilet, it's just drip, drip. That's just pretty much how it works. And then in the nighttime, we're already suffering from not being able to sleep from discomfort because you can't sleep on your back, you can't sleep on your stomach, and I sleep on my stomach. You can only sleep on your sides, but you can't really even get comfortable if you're not a person that sleeps on your side regularly. So having to get up in the nighttime to pee all the time is super inconvenient. At least that's something I can say from my experience. This one is really TMI, and this is something that's been consistent for me through all 4 of my pregnancies. The amount of discharge that comes from your body, to me, is just abnormal. It's completely normal during pregnancy, but it's just, sometimes I feel like I should be wearing a pad because sometimes I feel like I'm leaking, and the reality is you're not leaking, it's just discharge. So this is something that is completely normal during pregnancy, and for me, it typically gets heavier during my 3rd trimester, which is currently what I'm going through right now, and I really just, ew. It's just like one of my very least favorite things, or very least things I like about pregnancy. You just feel like you have to shower like all the time. Another thing they don't tell you, which, you know, they kind of talk about it, how your boobs grow, obviously, because you're gonna be producing milk and everything like that. They don't tell you that your areola becomes like almost the same size as your boob. It gets super dark, and then your boobs get super heavy. For me, in my experience, my boobs have gotten larger. I'm already blessed in this area of my body, as you can see, but my boobs tend to get bigger and they get heavier, and then the pressure of my boobs on my already heavy belly, everything, just all the pressure just goes right down to my lower half of my body. It's not a fun experience. And then also you get these like veins and stuff, like toward the end of your pregnancy, you start to see all these veins popping out of your boobs, or for other people, they experience veins popping out on their legs or certain places of their body. For me, it's always been on my chest, and it's just, you know, it's not attractive. It's a part of pregnancy, but it's simply just not attractive, you know what I mean? Another thing is, they do talk about this, but they don't really describe what it's like, the lack of energy, because you're already not sleeping the way that you used to. I feel like in the 1st trimester, you start to, you know, get really tired, you lose your energy. It comes back in the 2nd trimester, but in the 3rd trimester, it's like it just hits you. Like for me, there are days when I get up and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go, and then I get some stuff done in the morning, but then by like 12 o'clock, I'm like, okay, it's time for a nap because I can't really function. But this is typically something that, again, is completely normal in pregnancy, but they don't really talk about how your body just completely feels like it just wants to shut down. And that's something that I'm currently experiencing. And being a mom of 3 already, it's completely not possible for me to just take naps when I feel like it. So girl, I'm struggling, okay? The next thing they don't tell you is everything on your bottom, your belly, everything on your body stretches, everything. So you would naturally think that just because the baby's in your stomach and your uterus, that's the area that stretches. No, your boobs stretch, your midriff stretches, your hips stretch. And this is something that I noticed because after I had my first, my body has never been what it was before. People always say, oh, the snapback is real, and this, girl, don't play. The snapback is not real. And this is from somebody who, you know, I make an effort, but like I said, having so many kids and trying to get my snapback on, it's just typically not entirely possible all the time. And everything has already stretched. So sometimes your skin will stretch a certain way and you just can't get it to snap back. That's just not realistic. So that's something they don't talk about. Yes, you're gonna have stretch marks, but the way everything stretches out, it just never really goes back to how it was. Another thing is, during your pregnancy, you have this thought that, oh my gosh, you can't wait to see your baby. And you know, for me here in Canada, we only get 2 ultrasounds. One typically to, and I don't really count this one as part of it, just so they can date your pregnancy. Another one at 12 weeks and another one at 20 weeks. After that, they're kind of like, you'll meet your kid when they come out. So I know that everybody has this impression that, oh my gosh, you know, maybe every month, every other month of my pregnancy, I'll get to see the baby. No, that is incorrect. And then lastly, this one for me is definitely the biggest one. Nobody talks about it enough, and I just want to make sure I touch on it. But something they don't talk about is your mental health. That is a huge, huge one during pregnancy. Pregnancy is typically, you know, made to seem like it's just glamorous, it's just fun, it's just beautiful. All those things are true, don't get me wrong, because I love my kids and I love being pregnant with every single one of them. But what they don't tell you is that because your hormones are changing, increasing, you have 50% more blood in your body, everything kind of just feels like it's going crazy. There are days I can't control my emotions. I literally will sit down and cry, and I'll be like, I have no idea why I'm crying, but I have this really strong urge that I'm super emotional, I want to cry, and I just have to do it. And this is something that a lot of women I know struggle with in pregnancy, something that in this pregnancy I feel has definitely been one of my bigger struggles, is my mental health. Okay, being a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids already, it's already a lot. You're giving yourself to your kids, you're always doing something for somebody always needs something, and then everything in your body is going tipsy-turvy all over the place, and you're just trying to keep it together. Girl, it is completely normal that you are feeling overwhelmed. That is just what happens. You don't know how to control your emotions. You don't know how to control your hormones. It is normal, and it's just something people don't talk about enough about pregnancy. But guys, that is my list of things they typically don't tell you during pregnancy. Those are 12 things. If you didn't know, now you know. If you enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would love if you became a part of my family here on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and join my family. Also, please don't forget to leave me a comment down below, because I love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you thought of this video, because if you enjoyed it, then I would love to know so I can continue to make content like this. And when you give my channel a thumbs up, it really helps me out, and it helps YouTube know that you're enjoying my content. Also, don't forget to share. Go ahead and share this video with your friends. If your friends are trying to conceive, if your friends are already pregnant, just, you know, give them a heads up. Do the nice thing. Okay, guys, thanks, bestie. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, loves.